I think it's just so critical, so important, so necessary to add value to people's lives. We all can add value to each other's lives. And that is what I'm trying to do through these podcasts. And I had my personal struggles back then. The person I was making the videos then is not the same person I am now. I'm 100% completely different. Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to the FCS Prep Podcast, where we experience real change right now. I am your host, Dr. Keith Fairclough. And today, guys, listen, the topic is thank you. In a very short period of time that I've been making videos, well, I guess I've been making videos for like 5 years or so, but in this very short period of time with this podcast, we have reached 1,000 subscribers. I want to take this time to thank each and every one of you. I thank you so much for subscribing. I thank you for showing up. I thank you for the views. I thank you for the comments. I thank you for the kind words. I thank you for the suggestions. Guys, I thank you. Definitely appreciate each and every one of you. And I just want to say, one of the reasons why I do this is I really want to add value to other people's lives. I think it's just so critical, so important, so necessary to add value to people's lives, because we all have experiences. We've all been through something. We all have expertise. We all can add value to each other's lives. And that is what I'm trying to do through these podcasts. So I thank you guys for always coming back. I thank you for always showing up. I thank you for the likes. I thank you for every single thing. And so since this is a thank you video, I just want to take a quick and brief, walk down memory lane. I think my first video was like a video of making, I want to say the video was, you could probably look it up in the history. I was at Fun Spot in Orlando and I was looking at the water. And the water near the wall, there's a fountain, and the water near the wall was like really dirty, and there's like stuff floating in it, and it was black. But then when you looked at the fountain, the water spraying up, like it looked all clean and nice and, drinkable and everything like that. And I think the video it was something about like basically just a perception, right? The perception from afar is the water looks nice and clear and clean and it looks like it's good. But when you get up close to see how nasty and dirty it is, and some type of comparison like that. And I wasn't consistently making videos back then. I definitely wasn't making podcasts back then. But I thought, hey, let me share it. Let me put it up. And then I started, because I guess when the spur of the moment, inspiration hit, I would make another video. And I'm trying to remember what the next one was. I can't remember if it was about, a woman's worth or something about God, or I don't think it was Let My Toilet on Fire, although that was one of the ones too. If you have not seen that video, strongly recommend watching that video. When all else fails, light your toilet on fire. It's one of my favorite videos. It doesn't have a whole bunch of views or anything like that, but it's one of my favorite videos. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you get a chance, go check that out. But just from that day, I was like, man, I gotta add these videos, or I gotta do this, and I had my personal struggles back then. The person I was making the videos then is not the same person I am now. I'm 100% completely different. That person is a stranger to me because I've made so much change or whatnot. But I see the journey, and that's one of the things I really enjoyed about this and enjoying about this whole thing is really the journey, right? Actually watching a young man who was inconsistent grow and learn and read and watch videos and try to be consistent and try to, just learn and grow and be consistent and make videos on a regular basis. And there were times when I tripped and fell, and there were times when I would have a nice good run, and there were times when it was really dry, but it's good being able to kind of see that journey, and I hope that each and every one of you has some type of recollection of where you've come from, because it really gives you perspective on how far you've came and how much progress you've made and how much better you are now. Maybe it's pictures, maybe it's videos, maybe it's people, maybe it's stories, maybe it's writing, maybe it's whatever, maybe whatever that thing could be for you that you use to track your life and track your history, because it is important to know where we came from. it is very important to know where we came from. And I'll be honest, like before, I even got this far, I didn't have a lot of subscribers. I was being consistent and making videos, or I was trying to be consistent. I'm a lot better now, but I was getting no traction. And in the beginning, I was like, oh, this is a waste of time. I should just give up. I should just quit. No one's even looking at my stuff. And these were necessarily true facts. These are true. I say true facts. Facts are true, but true facts. That's my thing, right? It was very true. You could go back and look. A lot of my videos didn't have a lot of views, if they had any views at all, but I kept making them. I kept putting them up. I kept putting them up. I kept making them. I kept putting them up. I kept putting them up. Eventually some of the videos, started to kind of hit. A couple of them kind of hit. One of the ones is my coping skill. It was my coping skill video. It was a follow directions video. That one has, made a lot of waves or whatnot, just because of how it can apply to school and whatnot. That's a lot of work. I am not an editor. I do not edit my own videos, and I'll be honest. And my editor is a big reason as to why we've got this far. I'll be 100% honest. It's one thing to have the technical knowledge. It's one thing to read the books, and it's one thing to have the strategies and to do the studies and things like that. It's one thing to have all of that, right? Almost like it's like having a product. It's one thing to have that, but it's another thing to be able to market that. And that is a whole nother animal, a whole nother beast that I had no idea about, which is why a lot of my stuff went unseen for so long. But when I linked up with my editor, things just took off, and this was a relationship that we started back in last August, I believe. He's just been on it. He's the one that makes the thumbnails. He's the one that helps with the search engine optimization. He's the one that helps just guide everything. So if there's one thing I could say, and wherever your journey is you're going to need help. All right, you are going to need help in your journey. And as much as we want to be self-made and I made it on my own and pulled myself up by my bootstraps and all that stuff like that, we do not live in isolation. We do not live alone. And it is impossible for us to have every skill, not any skill, but every skill necessary to get as far as we need to, as we desire to, as we want to. It's impossible. There are too many moving parts, too many moving factors. That's like someone saying, I can run all the Walmarts in the world by myself. I don't need anyone on the floor. I don't need any cashiers. I don't need any managers. I don't need anyone to stock the shelves. I don't need anyone to reorder. I don't need anyone to do that. I, by myself, can run every single Walmart all day, every day by myself. We know good and well that's not possible. That is not possible. And so when I finally stepped up and said, you know what, I got to get help. And this really started last summer. And when I was like, man, I need to reach out and get someone to make like an intro, outro for me. And I did. And it was good. It was good, but it wasn't exactly hitting like I wanted it to. It wasn't having the effect I wanted it to. So what I said, what I really need is someone to edit my videos, because I watch other people's videos. They have the different camera angles and all these things like that. And I did try the camera angle thing as well, but I need better quality cameras, and that's a whole nother setup. So we'll get there. Once we bump this bad boy up to 100,000 subscribers and it's bringing in, able to support itself, we'll definitely get better equipment. We'll be in a better place. It'll be really, really good. So we're getting there. But long story short, what I'm saying is we're trying different things, and my editor, having him, has been just a huge help to me. It's just been a very, very, very huge help to me. Man, gosh, 1,000 subscribers, man. I know some people might think it's just 1,000, man. It's not that big of a deal. Well, when you've gone from, zero, barely over 100. And the only reason I even got to the 100 was because my students were getting online and they were following me because of some of my, the coping skill videos and the anger management videos and the follow direction videos. They thought they were funny. They enjoyed it. They liked it. So that was really where a bulk of that first 100 came from. And it wasn't until, like I said, I linked up with my editor that things really started to take off, and this information that I have to share is finally getting out there to the masses, and I'm able to add value to people's lives. Again, man, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so appreciative of everybody who shows up and everyone who watches and everyone who shares and likes and comments and subscribes. I'm so appreciative of you all, and I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping at all. I have another video coming out. It's going to be about self-reflection. We're going to finish that up because, there's a whole other half to that, skills and strategies that we could use. Guys, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. There's so much more to come. There are so many more interviews to come. I mean, there's so many more topics to cover. I mean, we got to finish going through personal responsibility. We're going to be there for a while. We got to still go into excellence. You know, we might double back to unconditional love at some point. I mean, like, there's so much ground to cover. We're going to be at this for a minute. We're really going to be at it for a while. So y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned. And listen, if you have ideas and suggestions, I am not a fool. I just told you guys that I wouldn't be here if it was not for my editor and the help he's provided me. And that's just one man. But imagine how much more we could produce and move forward as a community if you guys are sharing suggestions and things of that nature, right? I had one person in a couple of videos ago share that, hey, you should advertise your stuff in the beginning to help you do in the beginning because a lot of people don't make it to the end. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're a genius. She is so right, so I started doing that, so guys, if you have any suggestions at all that I can fit in, that do topics, questions, anything like that, please let me know. Put it in. I'm not hardwired into having my own agenda. Remember, this is for you all right? So if you guys come up with a question, if you have a concern, there's something like, hey, can you talk about this, can you talk about that, can you talk about how to overcome this or that, please put it in the chat and I will study it out. I'll do what I need to do and I'll come back and make a video and give you exactly what you're looking for. Guys, I love you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. You guys are phenomenal. I wouldn't be here without you. And I am looking forward to a long time making these podcasts and these videos and you guys just like sharing and just looking for it. It's just going to be great. It's just going to be great. I'm at a loss for words, guys. I really am. So thank you so much. I'm humbled by this and I greatly appreciate it. And there are greater things for all of us to come. So thank you. I love you. I'll take care and I'll talk to you all later.